Money in the bank? Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. That's what we're going to talk about today. Is it wise to have your money in the bank right now? What are the pluses? What are the negatives? What are the different situations that may happen where you can either get to it or not get to it? Where do you keep it if you don't have it in the bank? There's a lot of other stuff we'll talk about also. But first I wanted to mention, I don't know if you guys like the beard, but you notice I shaved off. I was going for that big manly beard thing. Just wasn't doing it for me. So I like this better. So live with it. I'm kidding. I like it this way. I just, whatever. Money in the bank. Should you have your money in the bank? Or should you take it out? And what if you do take it out, what do you do with it? What about stock market? That's another thing. We're not really going to go into that, but should you have the money in the stock market right now? And this is just my advice. I'm not a professional financial advisor, but I did stay at Holiday Inn Express last night. Just kidding, I didn't. I don't like keeping money in the bank ever, anytime. Much less now. We've seen in other countries, especially recently, where there hasn't been like massive runs on banks, but it's been happening. Another thing is if you keep your money in the bank and you're like, oh, it's okay, I'll just use my ATM card. Well, what happens when that whole system crumbles? What happens if there's an EMP and all that stuff goes down where you can't use it, where cash only works? Well, as long as your money's in the bank, it's just ones and zeros, digital ones and zeros. It's not real, it's not tangible. I mean, even having that cash in your hand, it's still fiat currency anyway, right? It's not backed by anything. Full faith in, of the U.S. government. I don't know about you, but not much faith here. And we talk about these things not because we're afraid, but because we are unafraid. My favorite shirt ever. Love it. I actually just texted TJ at Bear Independent because I went on his website and Sanctified Supply Company, and I didn't see these. I wanted to order more. I wanted to order one for a buddy. I wanted to have one for my son, and, one for my little girl. If they make those sizes. But anyway, love it. Yep, you got sporting the Bear Independent, Gadsden, Coiled Snake. Yes, love this shirt. I'm going to wear it everywhere. But anyway, we're talking about money in the bank. We're not talking about t-shirts. I don't like keeping money in the bank. So if it's not in the bank, where do we put it? Should we put it into preps? Should we put it into tangible goods? Should we put it into precious metals? Don't interrupt. Remember, raise your hand. Daddy will call on you. Okay? Wait a minute.
Okay, Dad.
Or should we keep it in cash? Should we keep it in cash in our safe? Should we bury it? What should we do with it? Should we invest in a big underground fuel tank to fill it full of fuel for the increasing fuel prices? What about buying a whole truckload of wheat because, the whole wheat thing? What should we do with it? Okay, now it's your turn. What would you like to say?
You would probably not have it in the banks. Or in food storage. In storage. Because you'll need it. And have it in a money jar like us. Like you, me, him.
What can I say? I hope you guys heard that. Don't keep your money in the bank. Keep your money on yourself. Keep it in money jars. Because then you actually have it. That's a 5-year-old. You are awesome. Give me a high five. I love you so much. Give me a high five. No, seriously, high five. Thank you. You are awesome.
I high-fived you with a peanut.
Man, kids are so smart. I love you so much, baby girl.
Okay.
I
high-fived you with a peanut.
You're my pride and joy.
Okay.
All my children are. Yes. Don't keep your money in the bank. I would highly recommend against it. If you pay your bills using bill pay or something like that, okay, sure. Keep that amount of money in your bank account. But don't keep it in there. Seriously? What are you earning? 0.001%? Nothing. You're like, well, what about inflation? If I hold it in cash, it's more affected by inflation. Really?
No, it's not.
It's infected by inflation, whether it's in the bank or you're holding on to it. It doesn't matter. So let's talk about one thing that people like talking about. They like talking about precious metals. What are precious metals? Usually, it's all right, baby girl. It was an accident.
Wait, you said metal.
Metal, yeah, like heavy metal, right? My son loves heavy metal. Anyway,
He's the angry kind of.
okay, don't interrupt, please.
This stuff.
Precious metals. Most people talk about gold and silver.
Metal.
Maybe palladium, maybe platinum. You know, there's different things. My favorite precious metal is, or are, lead, copper, and brass. You know what I mean? Yeah. Have you ever seen that drop in price? Oh, very rarely, and only after it got super inflated because of an event or something like that, or the shutdown of availability. I have a box, a Winchester white box, 5.56, that I purchased probably in the mid to late 90s, or later on in the 90s. And the price tag on it, $2.49. Don't interrupt, baby girl. Remember,
Well, you do.
people love your commentary, but you have to be respectful.
Yes, Dad.
Okay. $2.49 for that 20 rounds of
Ammo.
55 grain 5.56. Now how much is it? Yeah, seriously. Okay. Precious metals though.
Metal.
It's a good. I've done a lot of investing stuff in my life. I've done stock market investing, mutual funds, precious metals. I used to day trade for a little while, short time, not professionally, but I made some good money doing that. I'll tell you that. But anyway, I do like silver a little bit. If I'm talking gold and silver, let's narrow it down to those two. Gold, why do I not like gold? Because it's not that divisible. Even if you get 1/10 of an ounce, how much is that worth? It's worth a lot of money, right? What if you just need to go buy a dozen eggs or a loaf of bread? It's not going to do you much good, right? However, my favorite, as far as silver and gold go, not favorite overall, is what they call junk silver. It's U.S. minted coins pre-1965. So 1964 and older. And we're talking dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollars. My favorite are what? What I just talked about. Divisibility. So my favorite are dimes. I like having 64 and older U.S. minted dimes. Do I have a ton of that? Well, it depends on what you call a ton. A literal ton, 2,000 pounds? No, I wish I did. But it is a good option, and it might come into play. Precious metals like that, gold or silver, might come into play in the beginning of an event as we start to slide down, or if the economy is collapsing, stuff like that. You could make use of it. But in a long-term event, it would quickly go away because people can't eat silver or gold. They can't produce food with silver or gold. They can't hunt for food with silver and gold. Ammunition, always. Freedom seeds and planting seeds are both better than silver or gold, I think. But let's get away from that topic. Money in the bank. If you don't have your money in the bank, what do you do with it? You can put some into food storage. But, you still want to have that emergency fund. You still want to have some cash on hand. You don't want to blow all your money. I get it. That's smart. You don't want to blow all your money. Maybe use a little bit for your preps, but don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't do something stupid. What can you do with it? You can put some in your safe. You can put some in your gun safe. You can properly put it in a jar, a mason jar, a plastic jar, something like that. Seal it properly and then bury it in different locations. But don't forget where it is.
Yes.
You can also cache it at bug out locations. You can cache it wherever you think would be safe. There's a lot of different places. Use your imagination. Another thing is you can do is hide it in plain sight. What do I mean by that? If you have a pantry or a cupboard that has stuff in it, food, stuff like that, Hide it in food. One of the favorite things I heard that I love is, because thieves, if somebody's coming in like home invasion type or thieves or something like that, or somebody's coming in to raid your house or whatever it is, they're not looking at the jars of food and stuff like that. Like, here's one for one of my favorites is mayonnaise jars. Take a mayonnaise jar. When it's empty, clean it out really good, sanitize it, and then get some off-white spray paint that matches basically the color of mayonnaise. Spray the inside of it with that, so it looks like it's full of mayonnaise. Put your money in there, put the cap back on, set it on the shelf. Bam! Place to hide your money, and nobody's going to find it. Nobody's going to look in a mayonnaise jar. Seriously, nobody's going to steal a mayonnaise jar.
No, they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't. And if you're to the point where they would steal a mayonnaise jar because they're starving, your cash is worthless anyway. So don't worry about that. So anyway, yes, what I'm getting at is don't keep your money in the bank. That's my personal feeling. If you feel differently, go for it. You do you, I do me. That's why free will, God gave us free will that we need to recognize. Yes, baby.
Party on, boys.
Party on, boys. That's a good one right there. From Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, right? Party on, and what was it?
Party on, boys.
Party on, boys, but there was something else. I don't know, I forget. You guys will throw it in the comment section, I'm sure. Speaking of that, if you guys like my videos, please subscribe. Please hit the like button, that little thumbs up. Give me a little thumbs up. That helps with the algorithm. It helps everything. Your comments help. Your ringing the notification bell and clicking the little all, that helps. Viewing time helps. If you're at this point in the video, you're watching the majority of the videos. That really helps. View time really helps the algorithm. It pushes it up so more people can see the videos. Just a sec, baby. I will call on you. And that way we can reach more people. We can empower more people into preparedness so we have less threats out there coming for your food, coming for my food, and otherwise causing problems that don't need to be. I want to reach people. I want to empower people. I want to uplift people. I want people to be ready. I want people to be able to sustain themselves. Not go to the government for a handout. I tell you what, I will not be on a truck. I will not be in a bread line. I will not. Period. I will take care of my own. I will grow my own food. I'll raise my own animals. I have food storage. I know how to hunt. I know how to fish. I know how to trap. I know how to snare. I know how to forage. Enough said. And I got a good tribe. When we pull together, we'll take care of each other. That's important. I love you guys very much. Thank you for being here. We're over 26,000 subscribers. Let's go over 100,000. Let's blow this thing up. Let's reach everybody. Let's get to everybody. Yeah, get out there, do the things, prep a little every day. And remember, prep it a peace of mind, because we are what? We are unafraid. We love God, we trust God, and we know that as long as we do our part, He'll do His part. Have a wonderful day. I love you guys. And blessings to you and yours.